and to see how it works.
I
how well
think
it works, and then
the
help
Google
them pick out the kings on it.
Google founder partner, what's his name, Brunner or something.
Uh-huh.
He actually demonstrated one prototype
Yeah, but they're going to need people that actually
on the
test it
ground, right?
on the ground. And what better way to test it than out here, because you're out here all the time. So it'd be a wonderful opportunity for them to help, for you to help them work out the kinks of it.
I
Like,
wish.
well, I did this.
I wish I don't have to depend on them, huh?
I mean, I would definitely ask. It wouldn't hurt, right? It wouldn't hurt. I mean, all I can say is no. All I can say is no. But I bet you they may be interested in it.
What do you think? Should I ask Google founder, what's his name? He demonstrated this. Should I ask him? Should I ask Google owner to do this?
Google Glasses that live stream, and he wants to try to get it there. Oh, how crazy would that be?
That's awesome.
Is that awesome?
It's kind of awesome.
I love that.
Good night, Fatima. See you
Oh
tomorrow.
my goodness, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Wow.
Be safe, okay?
Word up.
I got 13 people voting and 64% supporting yes. Yeah, they support engaging Google for the idea.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea because there's so many people that do like test. They bring them. They say this is the new item,
Yeah.
but then there's a test period. It's like they call it.
Let me test it, huh?
Search and no, it's not called. What is it?
They call it Project Eyeglasses.
Well, but also there's a terminology. It's a marketing terminology they use
Oh,
for prototypes.
yeah.
They research and development.
Yes.
So find out who does the research and development.
Yes.
And say and introduce yourself.
Yes.
And say this is what I do. And I would love, if you're interested, I would love to be one of the testers of this product. I'm on the ground. This is what I do.
Thank you for the opinion.
Could you possibly help me facilitate that? And they may send you a prototype, and then they're going to have a questionnaire or something you can upload probably. And it's like, oh, it works really well this way, but this is a kink. Like you help them.
They're gonna watch it because it's gonna be live all the time.
So I mean, they would love that. That's part of research and development. You know, they. Have
Hey
that
Google, do you hear that?
Yeah.
She knows a lot.
No, I don't. I'm just, I don't, like I said, all I can say is no. But I would definitely contact.
Well, that's very good idea. I will definitely try.
Good.
Definitely.
Fabulous. I'm on my way, sweetie. Be safe. I'll see you tomorrow.
Are you going a secret house?
No, it's a room that I rented.
Yeah.
I won't have it much longer because we're taking, it's a two-family house illegally converted into a multiple dwelling. So right now I'm fighting with the landlady, and we just had buildings.
Can I support your fight in your struggle like that?
Yeah.
And all the way?
Yeah.
Can I live stream when you are ready? Think about it.
Okay.
I can live stream all the way, but it has to get signal. So
right.
In the train it doesn't work in the train.
It's all the way out in Mill Basin. But
that's okay.
It's really cool because right now buildings came today, and it's been documented as a two-family house illegally converted into a multiple dwelling. She's yet another slum landlady. It started when she illegally locked out one of the tenants, their rooms. And so when we got buildings in the fire department and everybody there, they called it. This was back in February. She won't show up in court. She refuses to acknowledge anything because she thinks she's going to get away with it. And so now, buildings came again today, slammed her with another fine, okay? So her fines, he said today, as of today, her fines are like $46,000.
Is she rich like that?
Well, she's a nurse. This is the problem. What's so sad about this. This woman is a critical care nurse in one of our hospitals.
I hate those nurses.
Right.
They hurt people.
And it's just like, nobody's going to begrudge anybody, it's like, because affordable housing is non-existent in New York. So you got to do what you got to do. most SROs in New York City and the 5 boroughs are illegal. But they're the only form of affordable housing left, one of the few forms of affordable housing left in this city. And so of course you're going to take advantage of it. Nobody really has a problem with it until the landlord he or she becomes grimy. So here we knew that this place was probably illegal, but we never addressed it because she never did anything to anybody and we had a place to stay. But once she started, you know, like when she tried to, this was New Year's Eve. That's why I couldn't make it to the Sakati New Year's Eve. Because in the middle of the, you know, I'm getting ready to leave to come down here, all of a sudden she has one of the guys that lives in the back. He's breaking into this poor kid's room. They start taking his stuff. He's in Pennsylvania because it's New Year's Eve. He went down there with some friends to enjoy. She's breaking into his room. She's taking his stuff. She makes $100,000+ a year. What are you doing stealing your tenant's stuff?
Wow.
Then she has the same guy go and illegally lock him out. In other words, she went to the front door and she changed the lock so he couldn't get in. And then she tries to tell everybody, don't say anything, don't let him in, I don't want him back in my house. It's like, you gotta be kidding. I didn't say anything, I just watched what she did. So we told the guy in the back, it's like, that's your friend, right? He goes, yeah. It's like, don't you have the number for his dad? He goes, yeah. I said, well, I'd call the dad because she's stealing all his stuff. So he called the dad came over, it became this big brouhaha. Eventually they moved, the dad was just like, I can't deal with this. So he just took all his son's stuff and he moved it out.
Dad is who?
The dad of the tenant in the front.
Oh.
That was his father. So fast forward a week, and we were all like, what? She's going to come for the rent because you pay rent weekly, right? So sure enough, she came. She doesn't live there. She lives in Pennsylvania somewhere. She came to collect the rent. And I'm like, really? You want to collect rent? She goes, well, yeah. I'm like, this is a 2-family house illegally converted into a multiple dwelling. Which means all these rooms are illegal.
Yeah, is it close to campus?
Which means it's illegal for you to collect rent. I'm sorry, you don't get any rent. So everybody just stepped back. It's like, you're not getting a cent. She was really mad.
Of
But
course.
it's like, what you did to that guy was grimy. If you had a problem with him as a tenant, you could have gone to him and discussed it. To lock him out on New Year's Eve was more than grimy. And then to go and try to steal his stuff on top of it made you even grimier. So at this point, game on. Oh, you can't do that, I'm gonna get you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. So that Monday, that was the weekend. On Monday, called the guys at the fire department. They said, baby, we can't, because I do Red Cross. So it's like, they're like, I can't come today, baby, but I can come tomorrow. Sure enough, my guys came. 2 fire trucks and the chief. They walked through, they're like, definitely illegal. And they sat there for over 3 hours waiting for buildings to come. They did me that favor. Buildings came, buildings sent special operations. The guy came and he did the first of the violations. He goes, it's definitely illegal. And he wanted to vacate, and I'm like, really, I would love to vacate. Believe me, I would. But I don't want the tenants to lose their house because this piece of shit doesn't know how to do business. And so basically, we used my room. It's like, we can call my room. And we can assume the other rooms. But right now, the doors are closed. So we don't know what's behind those doors. They could be storage, it could be a living room. So he called it on 2 floors illegal. And that was her first fine. And that was in February. Her first fine, this is how it started, $10,000 plus $2,000 a day for each illegal room. Fast forward, it's now June. $46,000 and climbing. All because she wanted to be greedy.
So right now, are you waiting for any solution? What's going to happen?
What's going to happen now, I'm eventually going to have to leave. So my timeline was actually today, believe it or not. So when I go back, I don't know if I'm going to have a house or not. But probably I will, because at this point it's at a standoff. Like, she knows. It's like the tenant said. I was like, well, I could lose my house in a day. They're like, no, she ain't going to lock you out. She's scared of you. Because I don't think anybody has ever clocked her on her bad behavior. And also because she knows that I do what I do. She also knows I'm an occupier. And not that she's scared of that, But she knows that I know the law. And she knows that all of these agencies that came down on her because I called.
I see.
So she's trying to, because the bottom line is this. She can do whatever she wants to do. But she better hope that the Department of Finance don't find out that she's renting out illegal rooms. They don't care if she's renting out illegal rooms. What does the Department of Finance care about? Taxes. It doesn't matter what you make your money doing, they expect you to pay taxes. So if she's renting out all these illegal rooms, and this isn't the only building she owns several buildings, and all of them are the same. They're all illegal spaces. So the Department of Finance is going to want to know, excuse me, why aren't you paying your taxes? And so right now, as far as Buildings is concerned, Buildings is giving her one more chance to show up in court. She's got another court date the end of July.
Wow.
And she's also got to open up that, because when he came today, when Special Operations came today, they basically said, if she doesn't call us within the next week or so, we're going to get an access warrant on her. In other words, they're going to go to a judge and they're going to issue a warrant. If she doesn't show up, they're going to have her arrested. So right now, they have enough ammunition, and this is why I tell people it's important to create a paper trail. You may not get them initially, but if you stick with it, you can get these slum landlords. Because now what's going to happen is, if she does not show, even if she decides, F you, I'm not showing, you can't make me, whatever, she thinks she's better.
She has a lawyer, obviously.
She can lose her house. They can put a lien on her house.
I see. She's paying mortgage?
She paid her mortgage off in less than 6 years. It's close to $500,000.
So it's already paid off.
It's already paid off. Because we checked it through the Department of Finance again, where you look for deeds and everything.
Yeah.
The first thing you do if you have any problem with your landlord is you go into nyc.gov. This is all freedom of information. You check out what the block and lot number is, then you go over to Buildings to find out if there's any violations, then you go to the Department of Finance, and the Finance will let, because again, Finance takes care of property taxes. They want to know who you are. They don't care what your LLC is or whatever. The deed on the property, that's who they want to know, because that's who they go after for the taxes. So that's where you go, and you put in the block and lot number, and you find out who owns your building. Once you find out who owns your building, you look at the deed. Who owns the deed? Now, if they have a mortgage, the deed is equally owned between the owner and the bank. But technically, the bank owns it until you pay off the mortgage. It's kind of like that. So when we went in to check out her ID on the site, the mortgage was paid off last year. So she's making some cash. You know, it's profitable. It's very